Hey there YouTube, it's Nick with Feeding Fitness. Today's video is going to be about supplements. I'm going to tell you about the supplements that I recommend and the supplements that I think are a total joke, which is most of them. I'm a supplement minimalist. I really feel like supplements are the worst return on investment you can make. People are spending tons and tons of money on them, and honestly I think they probably attribute maybe 3 to 5% of your total progress. So that being said, I'll give you a couple supplements that I recommend, a few that are more niche products, like they might be right for you but probably aren't right for everyone, and then I'll briefly talk about some that are just totally stupid and bullshit. So let's jump right in. I want to try and get through these quickly. First and foremost, a multivitamin. Most of you should probably take a multivitamin. I know I always advise you eat a diet with fruits and vegetables and a varied diet. You eat the same thing every day, so you probably don't have micronutrient deficiencies. But there's just so many vitamins and minerals. To track each and every one seems like a lot of time. I think of the multivitamin as an insurance policy. Take whatever kind you want. I usually buy what's on sale. I've taken One-A-Day Men's, I've taken Opti-Men, I've taken Animal Pack. I think someone got me that one for Christmas. That was a giant packet of vitamins, by the way. I'm currently taking Ortho Core. It was recommended by a friend. It was on sale, whatever. Just take a multi. You don't have to worry about it. Do you need it? Probably not, but like I said, it's like your insurance policy. Now, even if you're on the multi or you're sure you don't need the multi and you want to skip it, there's another vitamin I'm going to recommend that you supplement even further than what's in your multivitamin. That's vitamin D. If you're deficient in any vitamin, this might be the one. I think most Americans probably don't spend near enough time out under the sun consistently to be getting enough vitamin D, and we're probably not getting enough in our diets. So even though it's contained in my multi, and even though I do get some vitamin D in my diet, I go ahead and take an extra 5,000 units a day. I buy this one at Sam's Club. It's 400 caps for 12 bucks, and I take 1 cap a day. So dirt cheap, and I think it's going to help make sure I'm not vitamin D deficient. Next, fish oil. You probably don't get enough omega-3s in your diet, unless of course you eat lots of salmon, mackerel, grass-fed beef. If you do those things, you can skip this. I'm guessing most of you don't do enough of that. I take 3 a day, also not very expensive. If it's on sale, buy it in bulk. They were doing a buy 2 get 2 free on bodybuilder.com forever ago, and I bought a ton of them. So when these things go on sale, these go-to supplements, just stock up, and then you don't have to worry about it. Finally, last thing in the you should probably be taking category, creatine. And I'm talking creatine monohydrate. The cheap, been around forever, super studied substance, creatine monohydrate. Not some of these fancy gimmicky creatine ethyl ester or, whatever supplement stores name brand creatine that's so much better than the cheap. No, that's all bullshit. Get the monohydrate. It's maybe one of the most studied supplements out there. It's been around for a while. Peer-reviewed, proven scientific studies of its benefits. If you're lifting weights, give creatine a go. If you're watching my channel, you should be lifting weights, all of you. So 3 to 5 grams of creatine a day. You don't have to load it. It will say on the label, the first few days or the first week, you need to take it several times a day to load the creatine. They just want you to buy more creatine. Skip the loading, 3 to 5 grams a day, every day, done. That's it. Those are the 4 supplements that I think most of you should be on. If that's all you're going to use, I think that's all you need to use. You should be able to get a month's supply of all those things for around 20 bucks. If you buy it in bulk, you're going to save. That's what I do. So that's it. Those are the best bang for your buck supplements that are out there. I'll talk about a few more that might be useful to you. Branched chain amino acids. Now, first of all, I'm going to go out and say most of you don't need to be on branched chain amino acids. It's mostly bullshit supplement, except for a small group of individuals. The idea of a branched chain amino acid is that you take it either before or during your workout, and it's supposed to prevent muscle breakdown and yada yada yada. The point is, if you eat food and your food had protein in it before you went to the gym, you're going to have enough amino acids in your bloodstream that it's not a concern. Even if you wake up and work out first thing in the morning without taking anything in, you probably still have amino acids in your bloodstream. Protein is slow digesting, and it's just not a concern. Now, for those of you who do intermittent fasting, like I do, you might not have eaten for 16, 18, even 20 hours before going into the gym. You might actually be on empty, and while there is no scientific evidence to support the supplementation of branched-chain amino acids, it is recommended by some of the top people in intermittent fasting, namely Martin Burkham, and I know because somebody told you to take it is really the worst reason to take anything, but there's anecdotal evidence, they're cheap, so I think it's kind of a no harm, no foul type thing. I take it if I'm going to work out fasted. I take Purple Wraith. Again, it's cheap, it tastes good. I only take it on days I work out, so I'm only taking it 3 or 4 times a week. And this tub that cost me maybe 30 bucks will last me months and months. So I tend not to worry about it. If it's helping, great. If it's not, then I get to drink a tasty purple drink before I go to the gym. So I'm not too concerned. All right, pre-workouts. Pre-workouts are probably mostly placebo. Do I recommend a pre-workout? If you want, I guess. I take them sometimes. I've had every pre-workout out there. You generally get like a sample of a pre-workout anytime you order supplements online. They'll send you something. So I've tried NO Explode and C4 and 1MR. I've used Totalis. I've used, like I said, just about everything out there. The ones I tend to go back to, I like C4 and I like Totalis. Those are my 2 go-tos. I don't use them every time I work out. I use them sometimes. If I'm going to have a big heavy day or I'm going to shoot for a PR or something like that, I might take the pre-workout. Is it placebo? Probably. But placebo works. If you really think that pre-workout is going to give you a better workout, there's a good chance that it might. Is it all in my head? Probably. But are the results real? Yeah, they are. So they're not expensive and they make you feel tingly. So if you want to take a pre-workout, that's fine. Now, on days when I'm not going to take a pre-workout and I just need something to get me pumped up a little bit, this is the cheap pre-workout. Coffee. Instant coffee. It's not that bad, get some caffeine going, and honestly, probably 90% of what's working on you in a pre-workout is the caffeine anyways. So if you just want to take some coffee, that's probably, going to give you just as much benefit as the pre-workout, to be honest. So my go-to pre-workout might really actually be coffee. So there's that. Again, do you need to take those? No. If you want to take them, go ahead. But it is extra money. Now I'm going to talk about protein supplementation. Is protein supplementation necessary? Absolutely not. There's no need to take whey or casein or blended protein. None of that protein is in any way superior to what you're getting from hamburger, chicken breast, whatever. Are there reasons one might want to use it? Sure. It's quick. If you just want to make a shake real quick, you're on your way out or you don't have time to make a meal, it's an easy go-to form of protein. It's portable. You can take that shaker bottle anywhere. It's easy. So I find protein shakes to be convenient. But again, they're not better in any way than getting your protein from whole food. In fact, if you're dieting and your calories are restricted, it might be dumb to take the protein supplement because they don't do much for satiety. Protein from the chicken breast is going to keep you more full than protein from the shake. So that being said, I do use protein probably more days than I don't. I don't know. It's hard to say. I use it in recipes a lot and I bake with it. I almost never drink a shake like I talked about for satiety's sake, but I will use whey protein powder from time to time. Real quickly, my favorite whey protein is Cellucor, the Core Performance series. Why do I like it? Is it better than any other protein? Is there something in it? No, it tastes better. It tastes delicious. Their flavors are great and it really mixes well. It's got good mixability and it bakes well, so that's why it's kind of my new go-to brand. It's a little bit more expensive, but you're paying for that better taste. And again, taste is all subjective. You might not like the taste, but it's my favorite. I've tried the peanut butter marshmallow, the cinnamon, and the chocolate. I love all 3 of them, so it is kind of my go-to protein. Now, the one form of protein that I will supplement every day, only because it's absolutely delicious, are protein bars. And when I say protein bars, I really mean Quest bars, because for me, this is the only protein bar there is. It tastes so good that even if nutrition wasn't a factor, and you were like, do you want the Quest chocolate brownie bar or a Snickers? I'm going to take the Quest chocolate brownie bar. They're that good. And the macros on them are great. A lot of times protein bars are hard when you're cutting. You can't devote 300 calories to a little bar. This Quest chocolate brownie bar is 170 calories. That's not that bad. 6 grams of fat, 24 carbs. Hold on, it's not as many as you'd think because 19 of those are fiber, so that's really going to help you get your fiber numbers in if you're worried about that. And then 20 grams of protein. Great for 170 calories. Delicious. Pro tip, microwave it for 45 seconds to a minute and be prepared to be blown away. Totally changed my world when I started microwaving Quest bars. And that's really all I have to say about protein supplementation. Other supplements are mostly all bullshit. Basically what I've talked about is all the stuff that you really need to be on. Anything else I consider probably pretty stupid. I'll talk about some of the most stupid ones real quickly here. I just don't want to go over too long in this video. Testosterone boosters, total bullshit. Even the ones that are clinically proven to boost your testosterone, total bullshit. Why? They don't boost your testosterone a significant amount. They might take you from a normal level of 500 to a normal level of 550. That's not going to make a difference in your workouts. It's not going to make a difference in your lean body mass. Honestly, you don't need to worry about testosterone unless you have low testosterone, in which case that should be managed by a physician, not by the guy at the supplement store. So if you really have a problem with low testosterone, go see your doctor. Otherwise, you don't even really need to think about testosterone. It's not really a concern. Fat burners. Fat burners are way overhyped. Do they increase your metabolic activity? Are they going to help you burn more fat just doing nothing? Well, yeah, but how much? Not a lot. Most of them are not going to increase your metabolic rate enough to make much of a significant difference, maybe about 3 to 5% at best. There's one thing that they might be good for. Some of them provide a potent appetite suppressant. And if the fat burner pill makes you not want to eat and that helps you stick to your diet, then sure, go ahead. Again, this is something I found that caffeine or mint flavored gum does just as well, much cheaper, and without having to have that overstimulated feeling that you might get from fat burners. Some of those really jack you up and you're going to feel like your heart's pounding through your chest. It's just not necessarily a comfortable feeling. So don't think that those are really helping you burn off a lot of extra fat, because they're not. They're really more just helping you eat less. Finally, another really bullshit product is the mass gainer shake. Why do I think it's bullshit? Because you can make your own for dirt cheap. All it is calories in a powder. It's expensive, you gotta use like 8 scoops, they don't often taste good. A much easier mass gainer shake is to take 2 scoops of protein powder, a banana, half a cup of peanut butter, whole milk, and oats, and grind it together in a blender. Tastes pretty good, tons and tons of calories, and that will put mass on just as well. People like to think that there's something special about a mass gainer shake which will help you build extra muscle. It won't. It's just calories. It's for people who have trouble getting in tons and tons of calories that they need to get bigger. It's no better than food. It's just like protein powder. If you need it for convenience, sure, but again, you can make your own version of a mass gainer shake out of ingredients that you have probably already at your house. So there's plenty of other bullshit supplements, but that would take me all day. Again, multivitamin, fish oil, extra vitamin D, and creatine. Those are your go-to for pre-workout if you're feeling like it. Coffee will get the job done probably just as well. Branched chain amino acids if and only if you train fasted, and that's not even proven. And then protein for supplementation if you can't get it in your diet. That's it. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, comments down below or over at the Facebook page, facebook.com/feedingfitness. I'll see you guys next time.